Chapter 17 Terra, Imperial Palace. The time of great silence had come. All that watched the moon saw the end of the Armada and the Crusade. Vanguard saw it from the library. The rest of the High Lords were stuck in the chamber. The war lasted less than a day. It was a frightening sight to see the moon mountains move. When he entered the great chambers, there was only silence. Gone was Stuhl's majesty and grandeur. She now laid in herself. Vanguard remembered when the idea to assassinate the High Lords came upon him in his discussion with Veritus. He thought it might have been a good idea now. For this day, he bared part of the shame. Lansung appeared on a screen next to Udo. There was a ship coming from the moon. A Terran one. The Militant Fire. There was no certainty what the ship was. Hope or weapon. Messring started to pray, and so did the chamber. Power plays were still happening once more, so Vanguard left them. The Lucifer Blacks took the place of the Imperial Fists as guards of the palace. Another sign of the disaster that had befallen the Imperium. Vanguard would be there when the ship arrived, and he would take in the news it brought. The vessel landed and opened its doors. For minutes, no one came out. The Lucifer Blacks that were sent to welcome it stood with their rifles prepared. Out of the ship came Narcissus. Vanguard approached him. The merchant didn't escape, and he brought emissaries from the Orks. A thought that was as laughable as it was frightening. They wanted to be brought in front of the Senatoro. Vanguard didn't care much for religion, but his stomach turned when he saw the Orks being on holy Terra. The Grandmaster studied the Orks from the many reports of the Mechanicus made open, or not. The Orks came unarmed, one leader and two subordinates, and they didn't look like warriors that much. Vanguard told Narcissus to follow him. He led a dark procession, one of humiliation, to the great chamber. He was as guilty as the other High Lords, he thought. The Orks were ambassadors. A laughable thought once. They entered the chamber, and they were greeted with gasps. Udon asked the captain what had he brought here, and if he was their interpreter. The Ork answered they didn't need one, saying, "We tell you how to surrender, you surrender. Easy."